another episode of Knicks Morning Koffee. I'm Mr. King. I'm Mr. King. Y'all know my partner Joe Cool. Just trying to shake something here, y'all. Forgive me. I don't even know where to even start after this.
I hear the frustration.
Nah, it ain't even frustration because I know because after the five game Western swing, when I said it, I kept saying it for the past few weeks, I thought we would come back 0 something or 1 something, and we ended up finishing 3-2, which is damn good for us on the road. Well, we actually playing pretty good on the road, but it's just I can't say frustration. It's just it's the way we approaching the game. It's like we know what we need to do to play a complete game, and then we go out there and then we don't do it. Now we're doing enough good things to lead to believe that we could get a lead and sustain a lead. Like we're doing a lot of good things within the game. We just don't keep up the repetition.
Yeah, look, when we watching the games, like last night, the games are exciting, right? It's exciting to see how Brunson is playing, right? It's exciting to see Mitchell Robinson catching alleys and Obi Toppin doing what he's doing. Those things are exciting. It's exciting to see Quentin Grimes grabbing rebounds, flying down court, playing defense.
Yeah.
Seeing McBride getting playing time. Those things are exciting to see that as fans, we was probably right about a lot of these players. So now, I don't know where you're going to go with it, but being right is RJ and Randall too, also. As fans, like as good as they play certain nights, it's not consistent. One person drops 30, the other person drops 10. One person drops 22, the other person, you know what I mean?
But they've had days where our so-called big three have all gotten 20. It's just there wasn't always 20 in a win.
I'm talking about it wasn't an impact. It wasn't an impact 20 though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like you could tell on the court, like something just doesn't look right with certain units or certain players. Maybe if we just had one of them, I don't know.
Well, that's what it seemed to be coming lately. But as far as with Randall and Brunson, Randall made a comment a week ago that he's still learning. He of course he's accept Brunson. He's still learning to figure out because his touches are way down, which is a good thing. But he's learning to play with Brunson and where they all want to be. So we knew that was going to be some sort of a growing process. I'm just glad that it's not growing pains. And Brunson pretty much has now developed into he could do what he want to do now out there with the ball. So the next step would be for them as a unit, to figure out when do we go to Randall, like as far as not just going to Randall, but the cutting, when he isolates, the movement without the ball, all those other things when we go to Randall, where do we do once we go to him? Because that has to be a point of emphasis for us to take the next level this season. Because right now we're gonna stay with the middle of the pack. Hopefully not we fell to the bottom of the middle of the pack. Hopefully that don't sustain that. But until we really figure those things out, that's where we're gonna be. And I look at our last 2 games, particularly Portland, because we played Portland without Dame Lillard. And sometimes you play better without your superstar because the ball moves more freely. Look at last year, they talk about with Ja Morant, when he was out 25 games, they went 20-5. You need your star, but sometimes the ball just pops when you don't have your star. But I look at the way we played, and I had to catch the Portland game. I had to watch the replay of the game. And we played a decent game still. You can actually combine the two.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Looking at it, just we're better than just the average fans as Knicks fans. Like we could see what's going on. So
it's a statement because I look at
because we like how Cam Reddish is playing. We like we can go down the list. Then remember there was a tighter rotation, and it looked like that's why we was playing way better. Now 11 people played last night.
Yeah, you can't.
Much as we want McBride to play, at least we know what he could do. Not even playing a long time. So maybe if you was gonna bring D Rose back, just say, look, bear with us.
He'll accept that though.
I would have told him that.
He'll accept that.
If somebody else played, I mean, like they sat Jericho Sims as good as he's playing. Look, it was almost like, damn. In certain situations, did I rather have had Jericho play instead of maybe Hartenstein, maybe? But then Hartenstein does things that we kind of need too. So it was like, now that's the center to me was the hardest decision I would have thought I had to make.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that part get a little bit, that could get difficult because all three bring something different to the table. You know, if Mitch stayed out longer, we would have been fine for a while. We see what Mitch brings, and we gotta get back to the game.
Slander.
Well, we see what he brings, like even on the rotation with Ja Morant. It's just at the point, like Clyde said, he gets superstar status, but Mitch was closing the lane on him. You know, that wasn't by accident that Morant wasn't having his way in the first half, because you know the emphasis had to be when he drives, Mitch comes from either side, shut the lane off. Now he's stuck. So those are the kind of elements that Mitch brings. Even the foul, we already used our challenge last night against Morant in a crucial moment. You see, there clearly wasn't a foul, but you get that. But the part that concerned me is when we're talking about the 11 men, Jericho should be able to find some minutes depending on matchups and foul trouble, just like the first night Mitch came back. He played all three.
Yeah.
Hartenstein, to me, he has to play. Because look at it again last night. He started in the beginning of the season with the back door. And he threw it, and I forgot who it was. They didn't go. I think it was IQ. But those are the things that we need to keep incorporating into our offense that he do bring. A constant motion in that backdoor cut. Remember, the beginning of the season, we was getting that all day. But players fall into old habits, hanging around the perimeter, waiting for the ball to get their shot. So we know what they bring, and then we see with Sims how he attacks the rim. He's ferocious in attacking that rim. So Tibbs had to figure out that balance. You can maybe do it by matchups, but you're definitely gonna be able to do it by foul trouble. Because our bigs are playing aggressive.
I'm cool with our bigs. Like, to me, it's not going to get any better. Like, unless you find somebody better than Mitch, and then Mitch was our number 2, it's not going to get any better.
Yeah, but here's how it could get better.
Mitch, to me, it's still like, it don't feel like he reached the top because they're not featuring him as a star big man.
There you go. Because you seen in the Portland game, they threw it down to him. He grabbed it, he turned without putting it on the floor, and then he laid it up. No, he dunked it. So, that stuff I did see when they showed the pre-game yesterday. I seen Othello Harrington working with Mitch, but it was like grabbing the offensive rebound, and that same thing, going up without bouncing it. And Mitch still bounced it again last night. Got one strip, got one up on the rim. So those are things, too. The more you go to him in the game, if you feature that play 4 or 5 times in the game, he'll make 3 mistakes, but he'll get better at it when you really need it. So I don't think the Knicks should abandon that, but that's our only hope at center, is that, as far as Mitch is concerned, is that we put him in the offense and go with the growing pains. Our other spot is, and I want to emphasize 2 things, because they're having 2 games in a row. But before we get to that, because I know how you're going to feel about that one, we're going to go with the RJ thing. I'm looking at, because RJ, he comes alive sometime at the end of the game. But we may not have to even be in that predicament. Because RJ was something like, I think the stat they used last game, he was something like 8 for 30-something or 40-something, right, in shooting. So now that you got Grimes going, which that's a whole nother story, we need to feature Grimes. To me, when RJ's struggling, especially early in games, now that you got Reddish back, I'd play Reddish and Grimes together with the guard, because we should not have to
at the end of last night. I was saying that.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to wait for RJ to get going.
I thought they took Reddish out, and I was like, why the hell did they take Reddish out? But they left Reddish in. They put RJ in. Took Grimes. I was like, why did they do that?
Yeah, because we can get the shooting from both sides. We shouldn't have to live and die with RJ shots.
For granted, number-wise, RJ played well. He had 22 points, but it's not. Excuse me. It's not an impact 20. It's like he played like a dog, but something just is not. Maybe because the shot's not falling.
Look, I'm
it's
saying
like costing us the game. Yeah,
he's costing us because I look at the end of the Portland game when Brunson drove, everybody was covered. Mm-hmm. The only person wide open, if Brunson drove to the right side, the only person wide open at the 3 is RJ. Mm-hmm. So anybody else, you could make that flick and get off a great shot, even though you only needed 2. Because if Brunson ain't going to go all the way to the hole to get fouled, you essentially didn't take the same shot. But we should not have to live and die waiting for RJ to keep saying my shot is going to come. And then even when it comes, like those few games, and then it goes, but it's costing us. It's costing us rhythm. And to me, that's a detriment right now to the Knicks offense. You know, you playing decent defense. You ain't doing that great a defense that your offense has to be out there. And it's starting to get sickening to me. Yeah. You know, when you're talking about the rhythm of the game, even if Randall misses, Randall at least take the big shot and them, you know, like coming down. And then he makes some ones that I still go, ooh. Like the year that Randall had the good year, a lot of those threes was like, you know, you clinch, but he was hot. He was making them. But RJ is just, you killing us, you know, with that. So, and hopefully Tibbs will, if you can do it to Fournier, you could do it to RJ. Like, if you struggling like that in game, missing routine open shots, and Grimes did too last night, I noticed. But RJ gets the value.
Grimes is more forgivable because he didn't play the whole beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And eventually he's gonna knock it down, but he does everything else so well that you can kind of just look past it. Like we said about Cam Reddish, he does everything else so well that you kind of look past when he gets into his mode where he feel like he got to mix him, you know what I mean, match. So you can look past it, and it's exciting when he do it.
Yeah, because he creates a shot when nothing is there, but he'll also take the shot. He'll take the 3. So this is what I'm thinking about from last night and the past 2 games. As great as Brunson is playing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got to say it.
I don't know if we having any Brunson fans on.
As great as he's playing, I'm starting to figure out that, damn, maybe he ain't got the clutch gene yet. Because 2 games in a row, the shot you've been making all game is the shot you missed for the game winners 2 games straight. Now, that could be for anybody. But the tightness, because you was put into the star role, you know. The tightness of, and there wasn't wrong going to him, but you see the tightness of those shots. First one against Portland was altered because the guy reached out with the hand at the last minute, which you would have had to expect once you beat your man. Somebody's coming, maybe try to get to the hole to get fouled all the way. And then last night, the shortness of that shot, same shot you was just making. So
I don't fault him for that.
I'm not faulting. No, I'm just saying that I live and die with it because he's proven that he's out there.
Yeah, but you know why I'm not doing it to him right now? I can't do it to him because he's being a stand-up guy. He is not the face of the Knicks. Randall is. We always.
Yeah, but he's taking control. He's taking control.
He's taking control. Game by game. With my boy G said last night. He said the game by game, Brunson looking cheaper and cheaper. And stock going up. He looking cheaper and cheaper. We got him for the low. So that being said, they gave the ball to Randall. I almost flipped out. So why the hell Randall got the ball?
No, I don't know. Randall been doing all right.
But see what you just
in
did?
that situation, in that situation, the ball should have went to Reddish.
Listen, Brunson, Reddish, don't matter who it went to. You talking about Brunson. What about Randall? Randall dropped 10 points last night. Brunson dropped 30. How clutch you want him to be?
I mean, but he's Joey. Don't clutch it. Clutch mean clutch. If you're not a game, you got to be a game. I'm not knocking.
But he being a stand-up guy, he's looking for Randall.
No, that play was a timeout play for him that Tibbs called. Those 2 games.
You're right.
So, to me, okay, you go to Brunson. I'm fine with that. But I mean, he might not be that yet.
He got to be selfish first.
That's
same thing I said for RJ 2 years ago and last year. I said RJ got to be selfish. You can't pass the ball to Randall. Randall got to come out everybody's mind. I don't care what nobody says.
No, he can't. Listen. That's insane.
Listen, what I'm saying is we having these problems because something don't look right on the court. Whether it's RJ or Randall, something don't look right on. When they come out, why do we look like a more excited and better team all the time?
That's every team, though. When you take out these star, Joey, every team you take out these star players. See what you just said? You
take out these star players.
Every team,
but
though.
Brunson got to have the clutch.
Who's our star really? Randall's our star still.
Y'all gotta be realistic.
Look, Joey, listen, just because we're going to Brunson is getting the freedom. But at the end of the day, dude, too, you still got to take us home, though, because a lot of that stuff that Brunson is doing,
him to take us home
he's calling his own plays, which is fine. I'm not mad at
on.
Brunson, Joey, but I'm not making him no star. And if you're going to be the star, then you drop them dimes when it's time.
It was because of Brunson.
We lost last game.
The last game we won, I'm saying. Not last game, but the last game we won, it was because of Brunson.
Randall had like 28. We talking about?
All right, but Brunson went off, right?
Brunson went off. Randall went off. IQ went off.
All right. The next game, Brunson went off, but we lost. How much did Randall go off?
Yes. Randall have a low scoring game here and there.
I don't know.
You can count Randall in for 20 to 30.
Something just
almost
ain't right.
it ain't right because we have to feature. It don't got to be the one guy, but you gotta say. And this sound like I'm not bashing Brunson, but if you're gonna ride his coattail, then you got to ride it all the way, because Brunson calls a lot of his own plays. He calls his own number a lot.
Because he got to before.
No, he don't got to. He's playing more team ball, but at the same time, we have Grimes, who also is waiting now since he's been back. He's waiting to step into that role, but when you know that your point guard is going to shoot it, we fine with it, But when it comes down to the end, you taking it. I'm totally fine with Brunson getting the last shot. But if that would have been Randall, them 2 games to come short up in the post, it would have been a whole lot to say.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I hear the people that like Randall could be their favorite, or they don't.
Randall ain't nobody's favorite.
No, what I'm saying is, in my eyes, Knicks do not have a star. So yeah, he is the star. We don't have a star. Everybody that we see that we have star caliber, the reason why they are our favorite players because we see the potential. Hell, Reddish, maybe if he got a chance to be selfish and run the ball through him, look like he could be the star. Quentin Grimes looked like
that's the thing. That's the thing, Joey. You can have great. You look at Memphis yesterday. They got one of their players was out. He's averaging like 25. You got the kid yesterday that fouled out, the one that tried to rough up Reddish. I forget his name, but he averages 20 something a game. You can have guys still in your team averaging 20 and they're not a star. Like numbers don't make you a star.
The impact. So the reason why Ja Morant do what he do is because the impact he make on the court. He could probably drop 20 last night. He probably did. He dropped 28.
Yeah, he got at the end. Yeah,
at the end, because of what how much pressure he puts on the defense. Randall is a man amongst boys when he's playing great.
All right.
But he don't do it consistently. Not only he don't do it consistently.
I ain't defending that part.
But when we watch it on the court, it's like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Why are you making it so complicated? Right?
How's he making it complicated? Tibbs should throw him down the post and leave him there. But he ain't going to do that. Because if you do that, then they're running. There was only one time yesterday I see where Randall stopped the fast break. One time. So one time out of a game, to me, that ain't bad. And then it would end up being a turnover because they tried to force the ball to him. But that's one time. Randall is a part of the offense. What Clyde kept saying it last night, that they're double teaming Randall, somebody should be open. So the ball ain't even going to Randall because they're double teaming Randall. But RJ is to me is the weakling in the offense is RJ. Yeah, you could take Randall out and we be running.
As I said,
but look at Memphis yesterday when Ja Morant was out, they ran on us. So when the other team, now they're hot. So now Ja Morant come back. Now you can't leave the other guys open because they hitting threes all over the corner. So now you got to stay on them. Now Ja gets to go to one-on-one, which any superstar going one-on-one going to have their way, make it or miss it. And then you get the benefit of referees' calls. We know Randall ain't a star, but a whole lot of teams don't have a star.
Listen,
Pascal Siakam is not a star.
I was watching the game. I was playing Warzone. I couldn't even focus. Because when Jalen Brunson was coming down, and he was hitting them with the little crossovers, and we was coming back, and then they throwing the alley-oop to Mitch. All them plays that transpired, Randall wasn't there.
That's bullshit. I mean, that's BS. That Randall's not.
We got kids watching.
That Randall's not always on the floor when they playing good.
I'm talking about not playing good. I'm talking about when you're watching the game and you see the impact plays happen. It's not Randall.
It's
not RJ doing it.
Okay, so when Randall threw Obi the alley-oop, when Randall was diming Reddish before he got hurt, Randall is a part. He's not the detriment to the offense no more. We can't sit here and say
I'm
that.
just saying
You're gonna always run more. When LeBron was out and they was running, right? The Lakers, they squeak out a couple of wins. Then LeBron come back. Then you start losing again. You ain't gonna say that they better without LeBron. Well, they run more because you don't got to slow the ball up.
All I'm saying is I don't know if it's RJ or Randall, but for some reason, while they're two together, it don't mix, right? So Brunson dropped that. You said when RJ dropped over 20, Randall drops over 20, and Brunson drops over 20, and then everybody else get their little 15. Yeah, we definitely winning the game. But
that's been most of the season that the three of them
RJ,
dropped
Randall,
that.
Brunson look like he gonna get his whether they on the court or not. Between RJ and Randall, it's like one of them gotta fix their game to match what's going on.
I think RJ, because Randall does that. Randall takes himself out of the play to be the decoy because he know they're gonna double team him. They still watch when Brunson, the Portland game in particular, when Brunson was able to go 1-on-1, you could see Randall, you could see the two people on Randall. You can see that. So that's where Brunson's getting his room to be able to manipulate and get into the lane like that. That's why he can do that. But you leave RJ out there, you don't get the same respect because RJ's wide open at the three. Defense ain't even thinking about him. For a game winner, you ain't never seen that nowhere. But you can leave RJ out there. Now, yeah, sometimes you can take them both out, but when you take them both out sometimes, now you don't got the impact. You don't got the respect of the other team defensive-wise, even though we running. But then when we stop running, are we running the right plays to get the right person to shot? So that leads me down to when it comes down to the coaching part. When Tibbs was talking about, all of a sudden my voice got better. See, you got me. When Tibbs was talking about comparing John Morant to the young D Rose, in Chicago. But the stuff that Tibbs was talking about with Rose, that's an offensive game that Rose came to Chicago with. Tibbs didn't give him that. Tibbs gave him defensive team philosophy maybe. But Rose came there with that offensive. So I'm looking at our young players, whatever they're going to be offensively, it ain't going to come from Tibbs. It's going to have to come from them because he's not putting that part, when he's talking about develop young players, I don't know if he means that part because he's not developing them in that sense. So they're going to have to come out of their bag and whatever it is they do, like Reddish is starting to do, they're going to have to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, they might have to go back to Sizzlers or wherever they went to go eat dinner.
They got to go back somewhere.
I think they hungry. I don't know. They must be hungry.
Yeah, they hungry and they need to be unleashed.
But they are playing excited.
But now
I say that. Like,
but you don't say this part.
Basketball.
But you don't say this part too.
What?
That sometime when Brunson is not out there, when they running, Brunson ain't out there a lot neither. It's IQ because everybody else too. Now Brunson, he's our guard. We want him, but everybody's let that ball go ahead. They know they're getting it, so they run harder for IQ.
That could be
true. It seems like they run for Brunson because Brunson, even though he's more efficient, he still has some of that Randall effect.
Brunson out there mainly with them starters.
He's out there with the bench too. Yeah.
Those numbers ain't gonna lie. If he's dropping 30 and 7, IQ only dropped, but 7 and 3.
Let's get less shots and IQ moves the ball around a lot. But IQ, IQ can average 22.
But Brunson, he can, but he's not.
He's getting 15.
We ain't gonna 17. Act like the IQ wasn't just in the slump and he's not shooting and he's scared to shoot.
But I'm talking about pushing the ball. We talking about pushing the ball
Obi
ahead,
pushing the ball too,
so that they could make. Well, they pushing the ball too.
I'm talking about Obi and Randall's numbers. How the numbers look like they the same because Obi just not getting the minutes.
Yeah, and Obi's best games is coming when him and Randall's on the floor together.
But
because he's not the main focus. The main focus is over here on Randall. Yeah, everybody on our team have value. We have to get more out of their value. And I think I think it was Mike Breen last night in the game, and he said with Brunson how he get his, but he still has to open it up for the other people moving that ball for them.
Yeah, but
because sometimes
I say it's not fair because y'all gotta have that same energy for Randall.
They got it for Randall been killed, dogged, everything else.
Yeah,
now the ball's not in Randall's hand. Now the ball's in Brunson's hand. So if the ball's in Brunson's hand and Reddish and Grimes and not even gonna count Grimes, if Reddish and Obi and what's his name, if they still ain't getting the ball enough, right? Because Brunson wants to be able to take his man. So if they ain't getting it enough, there's gonna be a little bit of level of. It's only fair.
Yeah, no. I hear you, but I can't accept it. You said it last. What you said? What was that? Last week or the week before? You said the reason why KD would go to the Knicks because Brunson gonna take the fall. The only reason why we can do this to Brunson is because he gonna take the blame. He gonna say, "But I gotta do better." But he gotta do better. We still complain that when they inbounding the ball, Randall's still trying to get the ball to bring it down court. Yeah, you got to cut off.
Okay, and that's minimal. So
all right, yeah. So, but if Randall is the guy, so of course, sometimes like with Melo used to call for the ball too, because Melo in his head, I'm the guy, right? Well, which Melo was the guy, but same thing. Brunson to everybody else is not the guy. To the announcers, to the Knicks organization, Brunson is just there. He's not the main piece. So when we bash Brunson for little things, cool, I hear you.
We ain't bashing him for little things. No, I'm saying Brunson has to improve with the team.
He do got to improve.
As a leader of the point guard, you still got to improve with the team too.
Listen, everybody, even Kobe. Kobe shot an air ball in clutch moments too.
All right, we ain't talking about that. We just saying that if Randall would have missed them two dimes at the rim, 2 games in a row to win the game, not even a tie, it would have been a problem. You would have had so much to say. Now Brunson do it. Now Brunson do it, and you don't got nothing to say. So if he do this, and we fall and stand, it ain't Brunson's fault, right? Tibbs put him in that position to let him go do it. First thing anybody else would have said is, "Why you floating? Get to the rim." Right? You're gonna get fouled. You're gonna either make it and get fouled. Either way, you win the game because you're a clutch foul shooter. So what you floating for, right? The path to the rim in both times is still there. But you come up short on your own.
I just feel like too early, man.
All right, but it's too early. Okay, that's fine. But the Knicks still, we're as a team, we're in our own way, and I'm trying to say with the coaching, if you still have to coach star power for your team. You still have to do that. So why you look at a Memphis, and you look at how the other guys, they just get the ball, they only shoot, and they get the ball to shoot. Right? We don't put our other guys in those. If we're not running, we don't put them in that predicament to just sit there and pick you apart and pick you off. That's going to have to come from them individually. That part of your game is not coming from the coach. He ain't giving you that. But the other teams, they had one guy that started and they brought 2 off the bench. Just guys just to sit out there and just shoot 3. No name, couldn't even name him if you tried. But they knocking down 3s. They're comfortable with it. The team know they're going to hit it. So, okay, we may not have those kind of shooters, but we're not even put our guys in those type of positions. So even Tibbs got to be held accountable a little bit. Now, at the same time, you were what, 9 and 11 or something like that. So you win 3-4 more of those games, and then the conversation might be different. But as a fan, you still could see, where the writing on the wall is at. Because when you're making the 3s, it looks good. Yeah. But when you're missing a whole bunch in a volume, and you got the one person who's missing the most at crucial parts of the game, which is RJ, it becomes noticeable.
Yeah, that's the part.
But let me just throw this last nugget about Brunson. Brunson, I love you.
When Reddish is hitting it in a clutch moment, you like this, holding your head, like how he make that, or Obi hitting a wide open 3. It's like, damn, RJ, what you doing?
Well, let me give you this last little nugget before I leave Brunson alone.
Leave him alone.
Just one. I know I love Brunson, but I'm gonna give you one more. Second half of the season, now he's going to be scouted as a main focus of the Knicks. So now all those available stuff, unless he decides to keep on holding onto the ball to break his man down, a lot of those into the lane stuff, all of them won't be available. Like you won't get 20 attempts inside the lane because now you're going to be on the scouting report. Right now, you probably ain't on the scouting report.
I think he's going to get it off.
Yeah, because I said unless you're going to keep holding the ball to do that, to break your man down, then that's on him. But because the defense will be ready for you.
Listen, we calling out the change, right? Brunson has to be selfish. Somebody got to step up to the plate, and Brunson, game by game, look like he realizes that sometimes I got to overlook RJ in that corner because he ain't going to make it anyway, right? I can keep throwing it to him and say, we make it better. Same thing we used to complain about with Melo. Melo kick it out to the 3-point line. They all missing shots. Damn, what you want me to do?
Yeah, but this situation is different.
It's different because Brunson took matters in his own hands.
Because Brunson is a point guard.
Yeah, he couldn't. He's a point guard, but so what? Other teams got Joel Embiid. Some people got James Harden. Some people, John Moran. It don't matter what position. If you do well at your position, it's going to translate.
It's just a little bit different. Because I look at when IQ drove a lane yesterday, he beat his man. He drove to the basket. He knew he was going to draw people in, right? He wasn't thinking about the floater. When the hands all came in, he already knew he was sucking the defense in, and he threw it that way out. And I forgot who was there for the three.
Probably Obi.
No, it was a guard. It was whoever another guard was. But it was the point of to emphasize that I'm going to get you going. So Brunson is playing excellent for us. Ain't nobody knocking what Brunson is doing for us. But we're saying too is you could get yours anytime you want. Help set the table, maybe a little bit more. Because when you dribble around, and nobody ain't got no problem with it seemed like, when you're holding the ball and you just dribbling around to get your shot inside, and you suck that defense over, you know, some people could be dimed off maybe a little bit more just to keep it honest. I mean, so maybe at the end of the game, when you drive, maybe those other hands ain't coming because they know you might pass it out.
Listen, if I suck the defense in and RJ open in the corner and I throw it to RJ and RJ can't knock down the three and save his mama life, I don't know what to do. If I go down and draw the defense in and I kick it out to Randall and Randall do that slow behind 3-point shot and it's a brick, I don't know what to do.
But Randall you can't count as a brick. Randall's percentage is way better
Grimes,
than RJ.
Reddish, Obi, that's hitting clutch threes and quickly coming off the bench and he got 3 people he could throw it to, like that's what I'm saying. Quickly's out there.
And you got to count Randall in that because most times Randall hits his threes, Joey.
But even when Randall's out there, look who he got out there. He got Obi, Reddish, Quentin Grimes. Who's the other 5th person that might be out there?
Who you mean, Randall's out there?
No, when Quickly's out there, it'd be Quickly.
Well, Quickly has a better team. Your bench is more of a running team. But don't count Brunson though.
I'm going to count Brunson.
All right. So when that team is running, that ball is popping.
So listen, what
Brunson ain't there.
Listen, Reddish is hitting his clutch threes. He's not hitting everything. He's hitting the clutch threes. Everybody not hitting everything. Obi, right? Who else? Quentin Grimes is out there. Then you got to say Quickly. I'm naming all the bench people that's out there when Quickly mainly is out there. When Brunson is out there, you got RJ. Listen, RJ, that can't hit nothing. Randall,
how you counting Randall in that, Joe?
Because they out there.
Randall is doing what he's supposed to do.
Listen what I'm saying.
Randall's not missing bricks like RJ.
All right, so RJ's out there, Randall's out there, Reddish out there. Who else? And DeSantis out there. Something ain't right.
Right.
You want Jalen Brunson? He can't.
Ain't no Jalen Brunson. You want Randall. Randall has accepted Jalen Brunson. Randall's getting his. Randall can still be selfish. If Randall decides to still be selfish and bring it up, ain't nothing Jalen can do.
That's what I'm saying.
Randall accepting that.
Yeah, Jalen is nothing Jalen can do. He's the third man.
Nothing right. Randall has accepted that. You got the ball, go ahead. Okay, one or 2 times a game. Okay, false a habit. I'm running down. Okay, let me go back. When before it was 90% of the time.
And Jalen's
now it might be 9% of the time.
In Jalen's mind and to the other team's mind, he is the third man. I'm saying he is not the third man. But he's
holding that ball like he's the first man. Okay, but still as the first man, you still have to recognize your team. Randall has submitted. He submit to, okay, we got a point guard. I'm woosah for the game, and then do what I got to do, and then the point guard bring the ball up. That don't mean the point guard got to take all the shots. You trying to tell me now that we don't need Randall?
Nah, we could trade him.
We could trade him, but we could trade half. If that's the case, we could trade our whole team.
We could trade RJ.
Because Brunson ain't Ja Morant.
I'm talking about we could trade. He's not, but.
All right. He ain't Dame Lillard.
And what's the name? Ain't LeBron. Randall ain't LeBron.
Right, but that's right. But Randall already proved to us where he could take us.
Yeah, but
he did it. He proved that part already.
He got to the playoff and choked.
All we had to do the whole team choked. Right, he hasn't been there. Right, all we got to do is get there.
It wouldn't matter if he was the star, because with the star, they would just say, oh, he need more people. When you ever had a star on a team and say you got normally they say you got to put better people around him. The most they say about a star negative is, oh, he don't make the other players around him better. That's it. That's what they say about
Embiid,
Ja Morant. Oh, he don't make what was Charles Barkley saying? Oh, he don't make the other players around him better. That's the worst thing they say about the star.
Night show well, that's a big thing. Somebody always got the ball.
All right, but the star,
I think he makes his team better.
That's the worst thing they say about a star. So Randall was the
and that's
star.
Not even accurate.
That's all they would say is, oh, he don't make the players around him better. That's all they would say if he was playing there.
I look at it like, yeah, he did choke in that. Yeah, he did choke in that playoffs. But he proved that he can be a proven commodity. And as long as he's on the court, there's going to be eyes on him. That's why Brunson is so open. Between Double and Randall and RJ, nobody guarding RJ.
Brunson doing, I don't think you can fake that.
Well, I mean, there's a point guard that's going to hold the ball. Like, IQ's starting to do that.
They helping.
IQ's starting to do that a little bit, too. He'll dribble it around now before he can get his floater off.
His footwork,
right.
But you can see it.
But it's still ball.
His
It's still holding the ball. All I'm saying, those 13, 14 seconds, 15 seconds, 16 seconds that he's holding the ball, that's what we complained about with Randall. Holding the ball
because he's
10,
not doing
15 seconds.
He's not
even if he's scoring. He's scoring. So 15 seconds, we got away from that when he was holding the ball. Randall damn near averaged 25 last year.
Randall's holding the ball, stopping the play. He's not scoring. If he was scoring, we wouldn't say nothing.
Well, we ain't gonna agree to disagree because you wrong.
No, you wrong.
Randall has submitted to the team to take a back seat.
I'm talking
when
you
need
comparing
be.
Randall to Brunson.
Ain't no comparison because
it's
Brunson could go down. Brunson could go down right now. The way our guards have stepped up, and we would still be fine. If Randall goes down right now for a period of time, after a game or two, we would be in trouble.
No, we won't.
We would be in trouble.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. So, and we ain't wishing that on neither player.
Nah, we not.
But we got other guards out there when we're running and the ball is moving and popping. They're doing their thing because they know they're getting them shots.
I'm not 100% sure these players can guard Brunson.
Yeah, when you dribbling around, you can't guard no guard that dribble around that much.
Nah, they can't.
How you going to guard somebody when
he crafty like that? The way he...
Yeah, because you keep dribbling. How long do you think somebody's going to stay down in that stance?
Listen.
You know, nobody's going to stay down in that stance. Brunson is doing very, very well for us. We know that. But we started this thing off about the clutch gene. And you're missing two don't mean you don't have it. But in that situation, after you floated it the first night and came up short, maybe this time in my mind, okay, I'm going to try it again, or maybe get it to the rim, get it to the glass to get fouled. You know, maybe. Because if Randall had done it, it would have been in World War III.
I would have never said nothing. I'm not even stressed about what Randall do. I know Randall going to mess it up.
All right, well, you know what?
I know. I don't even expect much. When he playing good, he playing good.
If Randall was doing what he did last year, then I could see everybody jumping on Randall. Randall have come off that ball, accepted. He accepted. Coach didn't probably tell him you got to get less touches. He accepted that.
If Randall's not
so
there,
to me, he's doing what we need him to do.
If Randall wasn't there, and somebody else was the guy.
Right. Well, we don't got nobody else to be the guy.
I'll be jumping down their throat like you got to.
We be doing the same thing because other than Melo, we ain't never had the guy. So
that's what I'm saying. We don't got the guy.
So we don't know. We didn't know that with Randall we could get to the playoffs. That's all we can ask for right now. We trying to get in the playoffs. Once we get there, now let's recalibrate and make some adjustments. So we know Randall could get us there. Now we got help in Brunson and it's supposed to be RJ. So Brunson could do his part. But your part might not only be setting up yourself, your part might also be to help set up them other guys. Not to say he don't never do it. But if you count the minutes of the ball in his hand, in the shot clock, it's in his hand, same amount of time it was in Randall's hand a year ago when we complained. All right, we ain't going to kill ourselves with that. So anyway, we didn't ask y'all to like, comment, subscribe. We a few episodes away from our 100th episode. We really do need the likes, you know, and we do need the subscription. So if you could share the video with a friend, we would really appreciate that. Until next time, I might give him a chance to speak. Until next time, peace.